Looks like the broadcast is just. Hey, everybody, hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay. Peace, everybody. My name is Crown. Welcome to yet another week of Meccacon Weekly. We are doing another interview. This time, we are fortunate to have Mark Flash of Underground Resistance and his own new company that he's just launched today. So I'm going to let him introduce himself to you all real quick.
What's going on, everybody? Mark Flash, one with UR, Techno Funk Association, trying to bring techno back home to Detroit. Y'all know. How's everybody doing out there?
And let everybody know what you do.
Well, I'm a DJ, producer, musician, with Underground Resistance, Timeline, who else? Depth Charge, Galaxy to Galaxy, you name it, all the bands from LOS HERMANOS, yeah, all from. What's up, fellas?
I hope they watching. Okay, so
I hope so too.
So how did you get into DJing as a business? Not just how you got into it, how you started, because you can tell them that also, but also, make sure you include how you decided to start doing it as a lucrative business.
Oh, that's
what made you turn it into a career?
Yeah, it started like that. When I first of all, I was getting in a lot of trouble, so I needed something to occupy, my time. And music, can really occupy your time. So I was in New York at the time. A lot of DJs are out there doing their thing, getting into clubs and stuff. So I started DJing. I just wanted to do it for fun, and I liked the way it was blending and how it was coming together back in the '70s. So my aunt bought me turntables, and I figured that if I can do this, and I see they getting people coming in. I didn't think about the paying aspect. It wasn't more about the income. It was more about the outcome. So I just wanted my friends and stuff to do it, but people start paying like $5 to get in. The next thing you know, I'm like 13 years old, walk around with like 400.
What happened? You froze up.
I'm like, more. Are we still on?
Yeah, you are now.
Okay, there you are.
Right. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So I seen it as lucrative then, and I didn't know nothing about business. I just figured, business to me is a way to do something to make money, do something you love to make money. So I figured if I keep doing that at a bigger scale, I can get some money. So I came to Detroit. There was a lot of stuff in Detroit that New York didn't have. A lot of music in Detroit that New York didn't have, and a lot of music in New York that Detroit didn't have. So I'd use both of them to my advantage. When I was there, I'd do this. When I came here, I'd do that. So then it became more of a business when I started doing shows and concerts back in the days in Southwest Detroit. I was a promoter, and I would promote music. It was called freestyle back then, and everybody would come to my shows back then. We was doing a show. I remember at Stucker Hall back in the '80s, and I used to pass out tapes, like cassette tapes, with flyers and stuff. Like whoever around the hood liked the music, whatever, I'd leave my number and stuff on the end of the tape. And I was passing out these flyers and everything. I didn't know people was gonna come or not. Like I said, it was more about the outcome than the income. So when I was doing the show, me and my brothers there, we was cleaning up the place and everything, trying to get everything started. And so I was about to go home and change. I come out. There was a line around the building. I'm like, okay, forget that. Y'all go home. I'll stay here, and we get this party started, and we just start making money, thousands after that. So we start, me and my brother was making a killing. So we just kept doing that in the hood for a long time. It was freestyle and it was electronic music. All this. It was what people call electro nowadays. But it's like Planet Rock. The music like that. Don't stop the rock. All the old school stuff from from the hood. And we just we had a whole what I want to call like a family oriented in our hood. Like our hood was very very close knit. Everybody threw parties. Everybody knew each other. And we just kept doing that, kept making money for years until one day Cornelius had popped up and gave me his card and said, see what I was doing. I used to do stuff like.
You say who did that?
Like I had drum. What you mean?
No, who did you say? I couldn't hear you when you said it. You said who approached you?
Oh, it's Cornelius. Yeah, okay. Cornelius from UR.
Right.
See what I was doing? I was back then. I was doing. I had drum machines and stuff like that, and I would mix them with. I had cassette tapes, these TAC cassette tapes, and those tapes had pitch control on them. So I would use the drum machine with that, and I would lose like my father was musician. He played congos, guitars, lead guitar player, congos. So he would let me go back for 1 second. He had told me when I got here about DJing, and he didn't like it. He's like, well, how you playing other people's? You can play your own music. Why would you, I taught you to play your own music. Why would you play other people's stuff? And like a DJ is like a human jukebox. I was like, well, I understand, but it's changing. I said there's things that I seen that he didn't. But he's like, okay. One day he gets me. I'm in the basement. He says, show me why you like this so much. Like, all right, I'm gonna show you why I like. I was DJing and playing, and I was like, yeah, and I was DJing. He's like, okay, cool. Now, what makes you different than everybody else DJ? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, yeah, that's a boy's answer. He said, this is what makes you like everybody else. You got to stand out. You're not gonna make it like that. You're gonna blend in with the crowd, and I ain't raised you to blend in. I raised you to stand out. So, all right. Add stuff too. Put your music in there with it. Just play keyboard. I taught y'all to play the congas and stuff. Just play all that. He's saying stuff like, get a comb and make it. I'm like, that's that old Motown talk. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to hear that. It's like, that's cool for you, but not for me. But that old man was right. Because when you do stuff that's different, unique, people take, you stand out and you stay ahead of the crowd. You become like a trendsetter. Yeah. So one day I was in the basement playing, and I heard music and congas and stuff coming from another room. I was like, I went in there. He's like, yeah, you like it? He's like, yeah. So he comes in and plays along with me. Plays things, even patting on the table, doing stuff. I'm like, man, that sounds bad with it. And I start thinking about it, so I start adding that in my shows. Shoot, we had shows with my brothers. My brothers were rappers, and they would rap. We have keyboards and play. They would do a rap, and I would pull the drum machine out. We did like a little show. Then I would DJ, and then DJ, and I'll use the drum machine. I had a 909. I use the drum machine and use my father playing the congas on the cassette tape. And mix them in with it, and then mix the track in with the acapella. I can just remix the song like live. I was doing this back in like 84, 83. I was doing that back then. So back, closer to 88, 89, Korn comes by, seems what I was doing. He told me to come down there, re-traveling the world, we doing this, that, and the other. I'm like, man, please. Everybody say that. Everyone says. I was like, I've been doing promotion. I'm doing fine here. I'm ghetto famous. So that was enough for me in the hood. So it was like family then. That's all I really cared about.
The black know me.
Yeah. So but that was good enough for me at that time. So then Rolando had left. We grew up in the same neighborhood, and he's doing. There's things about Rolando y'all just don't know. Him and his brother Roach. They was doing this tag team duo, and everybody in the hood know what I'm talking about. They were called MCM, Master Cut Mix. And boy, them boys was bad. Yeah, they was bad. But he told me like he was doing work. He was down there already working with them. So he told me that like you should come down to the building on there, man. They they really are doing stuff like that. We're about to put out this record, this, that, and the other. I'm like that's cool, but I'm still now. I moved up to doing parties. I was doing sometimes 2 parties events in one night. You do a show in Detroit, one in Taylor or one in Roseville. That's where the name Flash came from, because me and my brother, we kind of look alike. So if I do two or three parties in one night, we would have to go collect money and go back and forth. So at that time, we just like, people were looking like, I just seen you. It's really my brother, but they're like, I just seen you. It's been like the Flash. We just need, like, that's where the name came from. They thought like, I just not seen you. They really seen, it was really my brother. But we would throw 2 or 3 parties in one. That's why I'm like, why would I need to travel? Why would I need to make money doing that? I'm making money doing this, so I'm good. I'm straight. Still didn't get it. Still didn't. So I went with Rolando down to, I guess he's collecting a royalty check or something down there. I went with them. Me and a few other cats, we went with them. And then when I finally went in that building, I seen what these guys. That's when I met Mike. And I seen all these like lanyards hanging from the wall, these passports, the stuff that they have on the wall, I had in my crate. I just didn't pay attention. That was from Detroit. I didn't really know who they really were. I was more into, I was still in New York, playing New York stuff here and playing Detroit stuff there. I was only a master at music, at Detroit music in New York, and I was a master at New York music in Detroit, but I didn't really put that together. I was fronting on both ends. I didn't really read the music until I went there, and then Mike told me, like, man, we seen what you was doing. This is something the world needs to see. Now I know you're doing stuff in the hood. I get it. He said, but you have skills and talent the world needs to see. There's people around the world who would love to enjoy this. And so I started thinking, and I stayed there I stayed there about 28 hours. I didn't leave. I met Mike. I met Octave One, Ox 88. I met everybody that night. I stayed there the whole night. Was in different studios. I was like, it blew my mind. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. I couldn't sleep. And I was like, man, that feeling where you say, man, I wish I'd did this a long time ago, kind of thing. I had like 5 or 6 years, and then finally, it hit me. Then I started doing stuff with them, ghost producing, doing little edits and doing mastering people, things like that. They call it, ghosts. I was doing the ghost producing and stuff. But after a while, I was doing tracks. He said, give me a track. So I was making tracks for Mike, and I never forget this. I was like, man, I got this track. I want you to hear. I was done. I was proud of it, right? I get in there, play it. He started getting to play it and put the cassette in, let him hear it. Like, what you think? He looked at me and said, you want me to be honest with you? I was like, yeah. He said, man, that's bullshit. Man, don't bring no bullshit like that no more, man. That shit sounds fucking awful. That's some bullshit. And he was like, I was like, damn. He's like, yeah, man, you playing shit we already did. So stuff you hear on the radio. He said, we trying to get away from that. I need to hear what you sound like. And I need to, I need to figure out how to do that, how to get that out. I mean, because this right here is some bullshit. This old bullshit is the stuff they play on the radio all the time. You letting that stuff influence you, and this is what you gotta do. Don't bother me with that shit again. So like, damn. All right. Yeah. All right. I take the criticism. He's like, look, I ain't trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just trying to let you know, like, you come to me. This is real shit. This is real talk. I take this shit seriously. This is my life we're talking about here. You wasting my time. I got shit to do. And I was like, damn, all right, motherfucker, damn. Hold on. So it took a while for me to figure out what my sound was, like, how that, and it takes a while to develop. It took me 10 years. I was bringing him stuff, but he wasn't trying to hear it. So that's that stuff, man. Look, just take your time. Then one day we was in I think it was Germany. We played there, and I DJ'd all night. DJ'd after the set and everything. And I get on the plane, and me and Quan were sitting next to each other. Mike traded seats with him because he needed to talk to me. He was like, "Hey man, I noticed tonight that you didn't play not one UR record, not one." He's like, "Why?" And I was like, that's just, the stuff is too wild for me. It's too deep, too dark. That's not me. It just isn't. I don't. That's not what I play. He said, "All right, then we need to sit down and make music that you do like and that you can play so we can get you out there and we can do this the right way. Because I need you to. I don't want to bring you with me and you just playing other people's stuff. I need you to to get with the team. So when we get home, and he said one thing, he's like, the thing that got me, he's like, your roots, your background, your roots. He said you need to find that the stuff you like and digitize it. And when he said that, like he said, like digitize the rhythms, that is what clicked. If someone would have said that, I would have got it a long time ago. That is what clicked. He's like, okay, so the rhythms that I hear, all the rhythms that I hear, stuff I grew up with, all the Brazil shit, I got all of that like in my head. This rhythm's locked in my head. I played drums for years, and I played percussion. So I like take those percussion and digitize them. It doesn't have to be the sound of the drum. The drum makes a sound, but the keyboard makes a sound. So if you play those rhythms and switch those rhythms out, switch the sounds out with the rhythms, and that did it. I'm like, that did it. And I went home and did some stuff, and that was it. I made a whole lot of stuff, but it was just for me. I didn't want nobody to hear it. You're sensitive about your stuff, so you kind of, hold on to your shit. So he had me I had to do some work with some, I don't know, I think I was mastering some and EQing some stuff to make sure the sound was right. And on the end of the DAT was the track, because I didn't have any more DAT. So I had that on there, but it had some of my music on it. So I didn't check the whole DAT. I just wanted to give him that. And when he's like, yeah, man, what's those tracks at the end? Like, what track you played? I'm like, oh shit, he got my the tracks. I'm like, damn. I was like, man, sorry about that. Don't worry about that. I was just working on some stuff. He said, no, man, that's the shit I'm talking about. Come on down here. So I got down. And he said, this is what I'm talking about. That was EP Brasilia, my first track under UR. I said, that's what I'm talking about. That's you. That's your sound. And I fell right into it. And then after that, we start working together, Mike and I, and then I met all the other cats down there, Ox 88. So I got to learn a lot from those brothers. I learned a lot from Octave One. So, there's like family down there. You are, and all the people in the building, man, there's like family. So I love all those guys. Where I met Gerald, Ray, and, everybody. So it was really like a family down there. So this is, why I keep doing it. Not break off on my own, but I got tracks sitting here. I got about 300 tracks in here. Just sitting here because I was going to want to put them out in the UR because it fit the UR category, but UR is going in a different direction. It's slowing down, and it's going in a different direction with this that I want to go. I'm on a different speed, so I want to put stuff out that more represents me. This is what he wants anyway. He doesn't want you sticking around, UR and try to just like you got to get off the bus at some point and do your own thing. So I'm like, all right, I can still do stuff with them, but I can also have enough skill to do my stuff and be with them. So I'm not going nowhere. They like family with me.
And then speaking of UR real quick, because it's a lot of people, like all we said was UR, a lot of people who are watching now or may watch later, they may not even know what the fuck we talking about. So what is UR? What is underground resistance?
Underground resistance is music freedom to us. It's like music freedom. You get to, like I said, you got to find yourself. You can put out. It's not mainstream. Mainstream music. It seems like it's turning to that now, but mainstream music is for people who just want to listen. I guess I can't really say what they are. I'm just saying this is a different thing. It's more about the music and not about what people look like. Right. This is why I went with them, because it was never, back in the days or in the hood when I was DJing, it was never about me. It was never. It's like I'm looking at the crowd and try to make them dance. They're not looking at me at all. They never did. This is what surprises me now. Like, I'm not really important. Like, how is it possible that you look at me? Like, if you don't like me, you're automatically not going to like my music. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me. I got that quote on there. I stand behind my music, not in front of it. I don't want to stand in front of it. I want the music to take off. I don't need you to know what I look like. That's not important. How is that important? Like, I'm not looking for fame. I'm looking for the music business, not show business. I just want.
That's one of their globally known trademarks is covering their face with bandanas.
Yeah. I thought that was a good idea. I'm like, good. I'm glad people. And I didn't know it was that sick. In my neighborhood, I never need to use, if I wear a mask, I think I'm gonna rob somebody. But I didn't need. They didn't really care. They knew who I was, but it wasn't about me. It was about the music selection. I feel shitty now going and DJing. Every time I DJ, it makes me feel weird because the credit is not mine. Y'all out there dancing, but that's all these producers the music that I put out, or the music that I put out, and the other people, the music that I play, is theirs. It's their music you dancing to. I'm up there, but you're giving the praise to the wrong person. I'm not this is what makes me feel bad. Like I DJ, but I'd rather, I get people out there dancing and just dance. But when you focus on me, I think I was in, where was I at? I think it was Shazor or someplace where I told them I was DJing, and I was like, I seen a bunch of people standing and looking at me, like they standing up at the front, like looking at me. I'm like, what the fuck y'all doing? Don't look at me, man. I turned the music off. I said, look, man, I didn't just fly 3,000 miles for y'all to be looking at me. Get out there and dance. I came to have a job. I got a job to do to make y'all dance. Don't waste your time looking at me. My ugly ass back there trying to do some shit, and y'all just looking at me and like, don't bother looking at me. Go out there and dance. What am I doing? I'm playing records, man. It ain't like I'm dancing and shucking and jiving, pop locking up. I'm not putting on a show. I'm here to make you dance. If I was playing keyboards and we doing timeline or we doing a group, then yeah, I understand that. But I'm DJing. I don't need y'all staring in my face. I don't. Right. I just don't. It just makes me feel weird, and I just don't. I don't understand how the culture got to that far. Because that was the point in the first place, to try to create music where we look like is not as important as what we play. And I really believe that. I think we're getting away from that, and the people are getting out there, getting all this money because people know who they are, and not what they've done. And there's people out there right now in the hood in Detroit that we know that people ain't never heard of around here, DJing wise. They'll eat my ass up. The baddest DJ is here. I can't compare to a lot of these DJs out here. We got DJs and producers out here that need the recognition, and you got people who out there stopping up the funnel. You need to let these cats out. They got new stuff. I've heard all kinds of things. Shout out to Jay Shaw, because he makes, my brother right there makes some good, man. Woof, man.
A lot of people.
And I'm like, I'll move out of their way. I'm like, I'm not trying to stand in their way. I like, you let these brothers scream. Let them go out there and do their thing, man. You don't stand in their way. And you got people with money and politics are standing in their way, and it's always like that. It's always like that, and that sucks. We need more musical freedom.
So when you decided to not, because you're not leaving but you're branching on your own. So let's talk about Detroit Techno Funk Association, because that's your new label that launched today along with your album. So let's talk about your shit. So what's Detroit Techno Funk Association?
Well, I got the idea, of course, from Mojo, Midnight Funk Association. Right. Mojo, without him, I probably wouldn't be doing this either. He put on a mental show on the radio. It's a whole, what do you call it? He's called it theater of the mind. That's what he did. And that was just amazing. Know what he looked like. And so with Detroit Techno Funk Association, it wanted to be where I tried to bring techno back home here to Detroit. It's out there. It's like it's $1 billion industry in Detroit. We ain't seeing none of that, and it's got to be here. And not only that, we need a new generation of techno. It's time to pass the torch. I don't want to get to an age where no, it's mine. We need these kids out here doing it. We have a lot of talent. A lot of kids out here need to express themselves, through music. There's other terrible ways that kids can express this. I know it's one of them. So there's other ways you can express, out through music. And, we're talking to, these companies out there where they have made the equipment. Kids can't afford the equipment out there. I'm like, look, you got where does the music come from? Where does hip hop come from? Where does house music come from? Where does techno come from? It comes from the hood.
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna happen is some kids out in the suburbs are gonna get this equipment and not do nothing with it. You're gonna have a whole lot of stuff they like the way the buttons and stuff light up. When they get tired of that, it's gonna wind up at the pawn shop.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these kids in the hood here gonna get it,
mm-hmm.
and they're gonna create the next new genre of music. So I'm saying instead of being behind the curve, why don't you get ahead of the curve and try to make something a little cheaper, take some or so the younger kids can get a hold of it, because that's where the next new genre of music is gonna come from. And as far as techno, techno stays in the future. Everybody said, well, techno from the past is still the future. It's still futuristic music. You can still make music now that still runs out to the future.
Yep.
So we have to give it to the next generation for it to become that, for it to keep going, to keep staying in the future. And there's no torch to pass down. I used to talk about Deshaun and John a lot. Like, they're the next generation. These are young men now. I met them when they were kids, and people ask me, what's the next generation coming out? Like, yeah, I'll take Deshaun and John. It's like, well, they 29, 30 years old now. I'm thinking like, shit, you're right. I've known them for a while, and I'm proud of those brothers. But we have to look at the next year. They're the now generation of techno. Mm-hmm. These are they're the new generation of techno. We need the future generation. And this is why we talk about the Underground Music Academy with Wajid. That is coming up, and like I was telling people, I was donating my pre-sales to that, so we could try to get the school open and look forward to teaching the new generation, the next generation of techno artists. Because I don't know anybody 15, 16, 17 in Detroit that's a kid that's playing techno. If you are, get at me, because I don't know anybody. Yes.
Yeah, Wajid is doing.
Shout out to Wajid.
Yeah, he's doing some very powerful stuff.
This is what Underground Detroit Techno Funk Association is about. We want to, more for the newer generation. I'm also, putting out stuff that I've had for years. Yeah.
Mhm. And what about your album that just got released today? Congratulations!
Great brother. Yes, yes.
Mhm. Let's talk about your album. So how many tracks are on it? What is the sequence of the album? What made you decide to do an album?
Thank you. We have, I call it.
You say what? Hello?
I would say I think you broke up on me, slowed up on me, but I think I got you now.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Hors D'oeuvres. I call hors d'oeuvres to represent like food, like I would call it DJ food. This is what we call it, where like we got volume 1, we got 3 tracks on there. It's for for the DJs to get out there and just this is food for the food for the DJ for the next track. You got DJ, you got music, then you got tracks. You got techno music, and then you got tracks. These are steady towards the track. The hard hitting kicks in it. It's quick. It's delicious, and you serve it on the platter and let the crowd eat it up. And every few months I'm gonna put out more of those. I have lots of tracks and music, but it's not just a digital label. It's just a label. Right now it's digital because I'm not really sure about the record industry, about how it is with the COVID thing right now. So we just wanna. Right now I got a lot of tracks, but I got enough tracks to put on digital and tracks to put on vinyl. So you'll be seeing some vinyl coming out of it too. Right now we can do a few digital.
Vinyl.
Yeah, because I got a lot of tracks that come out on digital, but I got some stuff that I worked on. Like I really worked on some compositions that I worked on with with UR and some other cats. That's vinyl. That's for me. That's a work, like a work piece. Tracks, I can probably do 3 or 4 in a day, so I can keep tracks coming. So that's what this is. This is more DJ food. The meal is coming when I do the other ones, but this is the snacks. These are snack tracks. You know what I'm saying? So that's
what was your process of starting a label for like the people who are kind of interested in starting to do research? What was like a short version of what was your process of going into starting your own label? Like, was it a challenge? Was it smooth because you marked Flash or UR? Did you have to go through hurdles? Like, what was your process?
I ain't nobody special. have hurdles like everybody else, but sometimes I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Now I just got people around me that know what they're doing. So, I can be stupid as hell, but if I want to do something, I can ask my friends who have knowledge. Well, Wajid has helped me. Mike Banks has helped me. Corn has helped me. I had even DJ 3000 helped me a lot. I got the cats over at EPM overseas at EPM. They've helped me a lot. So they helped me put this together. And this is any mistakes and stuff I made. You just know people in this. I just have to know people who know what they're doing. Like I didn't. So I'm like, I can make tracks. I make tracks all day, but getting them out. Well, I want them to get. Sometimes I want to keep them for myself at first, but that made me special. I play all tracks. I played sets with just mine. So that's what makes me unique. I play my own stuff and make my own stuff out there. But after a while, you want to get your own label and put stuff out there and get it sit down in there. So I was doing a lot of stuff for you. I wasn't really interested. After you get, I wasn't really interested at first. But as you get older, I started like, let me get a label out because I got a lot of stuff out there. I don't want to ship my stuff out to other people. I got stuff here. I want stuff to come out in Detroit. From here. The world don't need me. Detroit need me. So that's why I'm here. The kids.
Did you have to get any investors? Did you do a crowdfund? Like, how easy was it to start your own label in the middle of a pandemic?
Well, it's not that. It wasn't that hard. I mean, I had the tracks. The mastering you got to pay for, which is not. It's not the expensive as people think it is. It's like thousands more.
No. Let me correct this. I'm not asking about the album that came out. How hard was it to start your actual label?
Oh, yeah, the artwork is that took some time because the idea took some time. Like, the creativity of creating a brand, it takes some time. It takes time. It's got to be exactly what you want. Like was in my mind, but it's hard. Just like music, if you don't have the right tools to pull it out, of your mind, then you're going to, it's going to be more difficult. I didn't know what the tools were, but I know what basically what I wanted what my label to look like and how to get it, try to get it done. But I wanted I needed my artwork done right, needed the music sound right. And, it takes some time. That takes a little, once you get it, then it becomes easier each time. But at the beginning, it takes a little time. You need to don't be in a rush. It's yours. Like cooking. You don't want to be in a hurry. I won't be in a hurry to cook some stuff. You want to make sure it's done right. And I just want to make sure it's, how I want it, exactly how I want it. So, when you're ready, just keep pursuing. Don't stop. Just, like during the middle of a pandemic, I mean, that's the easiest time for me. So now I'm home. It's harder for me. I'm saying I'm home, but this is as long as I've ever been in Detroit in years. Yeah, we all here now. Yeah.
They off one train, they on the plane, they on the plane, they on the train.
Yeah, that's right. So now I got time to work. I don't need to work on the road. I can work right here. Give me a bowl of cereal and pull up some tracks. We do my thing, but I liked before. I do stuff. I've plenty of tracks I did on train. I did them on the train or on the plane or in the hotel room. And it's and it still takes the concentration. But here I'm at home now. It's more. I'm actually just a little more relaxed about it because I have time. Like, where am I gonna go? So I'm just gonna let me finish this up. It's easy to finish the track. I don't know. It just made it a little more easier on me on that end.
What was the financial aspect like? I'm business. Mark, I'm like business as fuck. You should know this by now. I'm business. Like, what was your, did you have to get investors? Did you have to do a crowdfunder? Did you ask for donations? Did you come out of your own income? Like, what was your process like to start the actual label?
Yeah, it would come out of my pocket. I don't like paying people back, but I don't think it really needed. If I did some vinyl EPs, it cost a little more, but it's quite inexpensive digital wise. It's not that expensive. So you're not going to pay thousands of dollars for that, but for like publicity or for magazines and things like that, I you got to find somebody to do, help you do, with that. Because it's that's the important part. Because people on digital is not tangible. That's the only thing I don't like. It's not tangible. Vinyl is tangible. You can hold it in your hand and look at it. I got vinyl sitting all right here. I can touch it, but digital thing I can't touch, and people kind of they can forget about it. You got to keep reposting it, getting on people's nerves. But with vinyl, you can go to the store. There's pros and cons about them both. I'm not trying to get into that, but you right now it's for a pandemic, for putting out this music, is you can get to it, because if people at home, they can still buy it online. But if the record stores ain't open, you can still buy it, or you can order records online too. But these are a little cheaper. Like I said, I just wanted to get.
I was going to ask you about that. What do you prefer? So since you said that, what are the pros and cons for digital streaming versus vinyl or CD or tape or whatever? What are the pros and cons of that?
Well, DJing wise, for getting up, my opinion, when you get up, I don't like carrying records around with me anymore. I will. It depends on how I feel. I will, but I can DJ on CDJs or turntables. It doesn't matter which one. I know how to use them both. It's like I've heard the argument for years. Real DJ uses turntables. It's like saying real men ride horses and other people ride cars. I'm like, look, dude, I know I can do both. For years I've done it with turntables, and I'll do these in CDJs, whatever. You got to stay up to date and stay relevant. Don't the younger cats don't use CDJ, don't use vinyl, and because it's going to take them a while to learn. And then a lot of the older cats don't use CDJ. They use it because they're used to that. For me, I adapt. I can go on both ends of the spectrum. I can talk to the young cats and tell them about this. You should learn this. I go on both ends. You should learn this new stuff, because the vinyl has its, like I say, vinyl has its pros and cons, and this has its pros and cons. When you're going to get pros and cons on both ends. So why not learn them both? Just learn them both, because whatever setup they got, I can use. We ain't got to talk about that. We ain't got to talk about saying, let's get that. I know how to use this, because it's just I brought my skills with me, and then I brought the knowledge of knowing how to use this equipment. I know how to do that too. So knowledge is power. So I can use the old school stuff, turntables. You can't. Don't tell me nothing about no turntables. Like, oh, you don't play. Dude. I've been playing some turntables longer than some people been alive. So I got turntables. My turntables here are old. Our turntables here, I got turntables here that are about 35, 40 years old. I got turntables back in the 70s and 80s. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so I have stuff that are old. If you're 25, my turntable is older than you. If you're 32, my turntables are older than you. I've been DJing longer than you were born. So I was using them then, 3 or 4 of them. And then, it hones in your skills, and it hones in your listening skills. Your listening skills about music, how to bring it in. Like Larry Levan had it perfect. He took it to a whole nother level. And we wanted to do something like that, and makes you better. But like I say, these times have changed, and you change. Change it. You keep your stuff, but change with the times. I can do them both. I can go either way. So the pros and cons don't matter. Like with the CDJs. They have the sync button. People are talking about that. The sync button. I'm so tired of saying, like, listen, I use the CDJs now as a tool. As a tool, sync buttons are like MIDI now. It's like I use them with I wasn't able to, like, back then I was using turntables and stuff, playing everything back then, using pitch control. Now I do it because now things are on key. I can actually play keyboards with it. Drum machines do like really live remixes that actually sound live. So yeah, I use them for that. But playing DJing with them, yeah, I don't need a sync button. I am a sync button, so I can do it like that. So I know how. But a lot of DJs do. You got plenty of DJs out there do. And some the old school cats that play on the new, man, they get even better. Yeah, they're even better. These cats, I don't know if they even know it, but y'all out there, the old school cats out there I'm talking to, y'all motherfuckers are bad as hell on CDJs. You just probably don't realize. Like, Terrence Parker is nuts. He plays both. Terrence Parker is crazy. Al Lester is crazy on him. Delano, everybody. These cats are bad. So I'm like, they use them both. I don't know if nobody told y'all, I'm telling y'all. Y'all some badass cats. So, use them both. I don't really want to speak about the pros and the cons. Just they both have them, and avoid as much as you can both of them, and get the pros out of them, and use them to your advantage, and keep moving forward. And let's get out of that discussion, because people just arguing about that for years, and it doesn't make any sense to me. TV, same thing. Remote controls. I mean, come on, just keep moving. Technology, we want to move into the future, so this is futuristic music. Let's use futuristic instruments. Let's move on with the future. But what you like from the past, take it with you. Take your knowledge with you, and keep moving.
What advice do you give young DJs that are trying to join a collective, not just not just underground resist? What advice do you give? What business advice would you want to give a young DJ, say 22, 25, that just got approached from somebody like Korn? Don't have to be Cornelius here. It could be somebody from another DJ coalition. Like, what advice would you give them starting, for them to know how they need to move forward, for them to be a lucrative DJ, not just to be doing it and getting $20, $30, $50, $100? What advice what three things would you give to them?
I would say don't pay too many people. Don't pay somebody something that you can do yourself.
Right.
If you're looking for fame, then I have no advice for you. If that's what you want, you're looking for fame. There's plenty of ways to get that. If you're looking for money, don't talk to me about that. There's plenty of ways you can get that. You're doing this, talk to me about this if you're doing it for for the love. I would say it's going to take money. It's going to take money. If you want to be famous, you want to be out there, it's going to take money. It's going to take time. Like with any business, it operates like any other business. It's going to take money. It's going to take time. You want to get big and famous. That's up to them to decide what they want to do about the money and the fame. I do this for the love. For money, I got other investments for money. For money, I invest in other things. Housing. If you want to invest money in something else, so keep your money, and then take that money and invest in yourself, and then go and do it. You want fame? I don't know. I have no advice for that, because I'm not looking for fame. I see fame, I'll back off. I'm not looking for fame. That's because people get sick of you. They're like, with music, they don't get sick of it. They keep making music. If they get tired of hearing Mark Flash, I'll change my name to something else and put music out. They have no fucking clue until they hear it. That's the good thing about standing behind your music is they don't know who you are. That music sounds familiar and coming out there, but they don't know who you are. Maybe they will later, but too late. You like it now. But I was just, like I said, just in a lot of things you can do nowadays yourself. So, learn your craft, put out good music too. Just don't follow. Man, we got enough followers out there. We just have enough. It's overcrowded. I've had people come and tell me, to teach them how to DJ, and they're 35 years old. I'm like, nigga, what the hell you been doing for 30? What was you doing for 35 years to finally get here? I'm not trying to crush your train, but what are you doing now? It's 30 some years old. I think you missed the bus, brother, a long time ago. I was DJing it, but I'm looking for kids, looking for young kids so they can do this, start them off, and by the time they get this age, they can figure out what they want to do. But I'm not, I just want to pass this torch to the next generation. I think I feel the same way. Mike feels the same way. She feels the same way. We want to pass this down with my knowledge to the next generation, and have a next generation of techno, Detroit techno, to come out, because I'm not seeing that, and that worries me.
Yeah, well, that's why it's good that you are a part of Spinning and Red Bull Music Academy and all of that, because you are working with the younger generation. And if a student watched this later and they said, what two instruments, what two pieces of equipment should I get to start with? I only have a certain amount of money. It's limited. I have limited funds. What two pieces of instrument would you refer them to get that would be like a starter pack?
For DJs or producers?
For DJs.
DJs? Shoot.
Or really producers, because a lot of these babies are, they trying to be producers right now, and they are being produced. I don't even want to say trying. So what two pieces of equipment would you recommend for a young kid just graduated out of high school? They don't want to go to college. They want to start producing. They want to start making their music.
There's plenty of music programs. There's FL Studio, there's Ableton, there's those computer programs, and you got Korg got a lot of nice drum machines out. And I wish my memory wasn't so bad. I got it around here somewhere, but yeah, machine. These things are affordable. Machine's very affordable. FL Studio is affordable. Ableton got programs that are affordable. A lot of Roland. That's how we started with Roland. I'm a Roland guy and Korg guy. These things where I wait, like I said, wait till they come from the pawn shop. But you're not gonna stop them no matter what. You find your piece of equipment, and I suggest stick with it for a while because they keep making new stuff. I think the technology has got ahead of creativity. It's got ahead of it. It's like, yeah, dude, you're way out here. We just got this drum machine like last 6 months ago, and you created another one. I was like, damn, like slow down. I don't buy new stuff like that. I got equipment that I'm still learning. I'm still getting the juicy parts out of it. I don't really need. If I get another equipment, it kind of, and plus a lot of them, new stuff doesn't have the dynamics. A lot of older stuff has the sound dynamics that I'm looking for. The new stuff is just some of it sound like some of these new drum machines sound like stuff you can make on your computer. It's not, the dynamics aren't there. But if we're starting out to get out, you don't worry about that. You do whatever it takes. I got whatever it took. I didn't know. No one was there to tell me this. No one was there to tell me. I didn't need anybody. I knew I wanted to play, and I figured out what I needed and went from there. Like, I didn't feel like I missed a step or anything like that. I just, ask around. Everybody wants that 808. There's little small boutique ones now, a few $100s. They made them cheap now. They listened. So there's a lot of equipment out there. They're not going to have that problem about finding equipment. They make a lot of equipment that's affordable, under $500. So there's a lot of stuff that's affordable out there. They can, they can do that. And I didn't have that. All the equipment are thousands of dollars that I paid to shit back in the days. Even the turntable was $500 a piece back then. So nowadays you don't have to do that. They have these controllers with yeah. So you can find. So if you want to start this, you're going to find a way if you really want to. I would suggest that. Don't wait for me to tell you. If I have to tell you, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. Maybe you should go home. I'm saying, I was like, I ain't got to tell you. Just don't do it. Go on out there and you'll figure it out. Because nothing can stop me. I just did it. And everybody, like I say, everybody ain't like me. But if you want to do something, no one's going to stop you. You're going to do it. That's what you want it to be. And like, I want to be a musician. I can't afford this horn, or I'll work for it. I'll cut your lawn. I'll do whatever it takes. I need this, and this is that focus you need. That'll eliminate a lot of people who ain't serious. That's what I'm saying. Just eliminate, because people just want to do stuff and just throw it away. If you're serious, you'll keep, ain't not going to stop you.
So before we leave,
but yeah.
Where can people?
Did you blank up on me? Okay, I see you.
You say what? You say what?
Oh, go ahead. You just froze on me.
Oh no, that's okay. Where can people find your album at, and let them know for the last time what's the name of the album again, and where they can find it at, where they can download it at, buy it at, etc.
Oh, you can find. No, I prefer Bandcamp because I still have my T-shirts on there. I'm still selling merchandise, and the money I get from the merchandise, and I'm still donating all that money to the Underground Music Academy. I'm still donating the T-shirt money to there. But yeah, you can find it at Deezer, Tidal, Juno Download, Apple. Oh my God, it's available almost everywhere now. So it's out there.
As of today, right?
Yes, as of today.
And it's called Hors D'oeuvres, right?
Yeah, hors d'oeuvres, yeah.
Hors d'oeuvres. And is all of your music, like past albums and stuff, are they available on Bandcamp and Tidal?
No, not those. That's all DTFA. But, you know, you can find them on the same spots, you know, Juno downloads. You can find them online. You know, you look up Mark Flash and any of the titles that you're looking for, you should be able to find them on the same spots. Everybody knows, you know, everybody knows what they are. You'll find them out there.
And they might look out and find it at a record shop if they're lucky.
Yes, that's true. That is absolutely true.
Detroit, especially in Detroit.
Oh yeah, you find it's still hitting gems here.
Yeah, I'm sure Submerge has a lot of your stuff, of course.
Yes, Submerge it does. You know, I think Michael Smith has it over at the store over at in Hamtramck. Damn it, I can't. My brain is terrible right now. But yeah, it's it's available in the stores, you know, all across the world. There's you know, record stores. I can't really name them all. What's up, Dan?
This is like his third, fourth comment.
Yeah, hey, what's going on, Chino?
Brother.
Love you, brother.
Yes, Daniel is also Meccacon alumni and looked out for us multiple times.
Danny helped get one of my first gigs traveling overseas in London. We went to London together. He got my first gig over in London. Yeah. First time I left the country. He was damn responsible. But I had a great time. It was my first time, and I'm still friends with the same guys. All the same guys.
Very known indie publisher.
Yeah.
Pacino Press, very known small press.
Yeah.
Publisher. Yeah. So shout out to DJ Zanzi, Daniel Zerzua. That's fam for real. Yeah, he been on here time commenting.
Yes. Love you, man.
Well, I thank you, black man. I appreciate you for pulling up for this black woman on her little Engineer Kush show. I appreciate it.
People anytime, Mike. Anytime.
Asking me 9,000 questions about you. And, you know, you be acting all humble and acting like you just somebody named Mark Flash, but you know, it's funny to me.
I'm just a brother trying to keep the lights on.
Whatever. But I thank you so much. I'm really honored to have you on my show. You know, you always are supporting in some way, somehow or another to me. So I always appreciate it, Mark, for real.
Oh, thank you, Maya. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, girl. I'll be behind you.
All right. Peace.
All right, now. Peace, y'all.